built in '29. The Pittsburgh Pirates played here in 1935, and there's been like two different minor league teams back in like the '50s and '60s.
Huh.
Haven't been a team in a while.
Honest Wagner played here.
Alright, thanks, guys. Yep.
Yeah, no problem. Every game.
That's the right.
Every game. How many does that? That one guy came back like 4 times.
How you say?
How is it spelled? Joe.
Joan.
And Joanne.
Yes. Joanne. J-O space. I thought it was Joanne's too.
Game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Saskatchewan, and Anderson, the NAW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and Woods Piggly Wiggly. Also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing.
Hello and welcome to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at historic Joe Annie Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Welcome to the Green Bay Bullfrogs pregame show. The Bullfrogs got back to their winning ways last night in Madison as they would come away with the victory, sneak away really, in Madison 10-7. They would take a 10-1 lead in that game, and then in the 8th inning, the Mallards would put 2 runs across and then tack on 4 more in the bottom of the 9th, making things interesting for those that stuck around. It was a sellout crowd to start the night, but as the night went on, some rain set in, and majority of the fans left, but a solid amount did stick around for the end of the game when things got hairy for the Frogs, but they would sneak away with the victory and improve to 7-10 on the season. The Madison Mallards, after that game, would drop to 7-10 on the year, and both of those teams are tied for 5th place in the South Division. The Rockford Rivets have traveled to Green Bay to take on the Green Bay Bullfrogs. The Rockford Rivets 10-7 on the season, and of course the Green Bay Bullfrogs, as just mentioned, 7-10. The Rockford Rivets on a 1-game winning streak after defeating the Wisconsin Woodchucks 2 nights ago. Their contest against the Woodchucks yesterday would be run down. Let's take a look at the league table for the day. Facing off, of course, here in Green Bay will be the Green Bay Bullfrogs and the Rockford Rivets. In Fond du Lac, the Dock Spiders have a 7-0 lead over the Lakeshore Chinooks in the top of the 6th inning. The Duluth Huskies and the Bismarck Larks game has been delayed due to rain. The Wisconsin Woodchucks are in Wisconsin Rapids taking on the Raptors, who are on a 15-game winning streak. You heard that right. 15 games. The Raptors have won in a row. The Lacrosse Loggers are in St. Cloud taking on the Rucks. They have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st. The Eau Claire Express have a 3-1 lead in Thunder Bay. It's the first home game of the season for Thunder Bay at their home stadium. The Madison Mallards, of course, battling against the Battle Creek Bombers in Michigan. They have a 1-0 lead in the top of the 2nd. The Mankato Moondogs are in Wilmer taking on the Stingers. The Waterloo Bucks are in Rochester taking on the Honkers. And the Lakeshore Chinooks will have a doubleheader against Fond du Lac tonight. And the Kenosha Kingfish have a 2-0 lead over the Growlers in Michigan. The Growlers come in the game on a 9-game losing streak. That one's in the top of the 2nd. We will step aside here for the national anthem. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this: without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joe Annie Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. We're about to get underway here in Green Bay. The Bullfrogs come into the contest 7-10 on the day, and the Rockford Rivets sit at 10-7. The Bullfrogs currently sit at tied for 5th in the South Division, and the Rockford Rivets currently sit in 4th place. I was able to meet up with Zach Rapinski before the game. Of course, a player that comes into the contest on a temporary contract playing for Nebraska during his college days. You got to talk to him about his goals for the season and what it's like to be on a temporary contract in the Northwoods League.
Of Nebraska. Zach, welcome to Green Bay. How do you like it so far?
It's been a lot of fun so far, getting to know the guys and just playing some baseball.
Got a couple games underneath your belt. What's your goals for your time here in Green Bay?
Just get a lot of reps and at-bats in the field, hopefully just start getting a swing together and just seeing some consistent pitching overall.
A few days ago, you were at your house in Minnesota. Now you find yourself here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. How'd you get out here?
I was just hoping to find some at-bats. I was talking to a few teams, and coach ended up calling me the night before, and I just said I could be there the next day, so I ended up coming out the next morning and playing in the game that next day. So, quick little turnaround for me.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, man. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
So that was, of course, starting right fielder for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, Zach Rapinski. Got a call from Chris Sabo, said, hey, man, we could use an extra outfielder for this upcoming game and this upcoming series of games. And he said, I'm your guy. Hopped in his car from Minnesota and came on out here and found himself in the starting lineup here for the past 5 games or so for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. The Rockford Rivets about to come up to the plate to start things out here in the top of the first inning. The lineup for the Rivets are Ryan Hutchinson, the third baseman, will be leading things off. Batting second, the center fielder, John Rave. Batting third, the designated hitter, Bryn Spillane. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Neil Tyrell. Batting fifth, J.C. DeMurray, the right fielder. Batting sixth, Brian Clean, the second baseman. Batting seventh will be Anthony Forte, the left fielder. Batting eighth will be Nate Montgomery, the catcher. And in the 9-hole, playing shortstop, will be Trevor Paradosky. Ryan Hutchinson, the third baseman, digging in now for the Rivets. The right-hander. Jared Toby out on the bump for the Bullfrogs. He's making his 4th start of the season. First pitch he throws a fastball that finds the outside of the zone, 0-1. Toby has a 1-0 record on the year. 0-1 pitch. That one finds the outside black. 0-2. Toby out of Wayne State University, where he currently has the highest win percentage in school history. Throws in the 0-2 pitch. It's high, 1-2. Toby comes into the game with 10 strikeouts and posting a 4.23 ERA. 1-2 offer and swung on, fouled away right side. We'll stay at 1-2. This past season for Wayne State, Toby would post a 5.43 ERA. 1-2 pitch swung on, a slow grounder to Aaron Pleshner over near second base. He scoops it up, throws it over to first, and Willie Bourbon makes the squeeze for the first out. That'll bring up John Rave, the center fielder. John Rave out of Illinois State. Grew up in Bloomington, Illinois. The lefty just finished up his freshman season. Out of high school, he was drafted in the 35th round. Decided that he would play some college ball instead of attempting his shot in the minors. As the 1-0 pitch goes by for a strike, 1-1. This past season for Illinois State, he did not get any playing time. 1-1 offer it, finds the outside zone, 1-2. A nice crowd here in Green Bay. Near sellout here. The Liney's deck with some fans out in it on right field, and then the Bud Light Beach Club over in left is packed to the brim. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Jared Toby snags his 11th strikeout of the season and the first of the day. That'll bring up Bryn Spillane, the designated hitter. Bryn Spillane, the designated hitter, of course, out of Illinois University. Takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and fouls it back, 0-1. Spillane's another guy that was actually drafted out of high school. He was drafted in the 35th, 4th round by the Pirates back in 2015. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Toby dealing out there early. Of course, nice day before Father's Day here. It's Boy Scout Day. So there's a couple Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts out in the stands. As the 0-2 pitch runs high and inside. Shin music to Spillane. The limbo's out of the way of it, 1-2. Toby rocks back and delivers the 1-2 pitch. That one's just outside, 2-2. Zach Shoemaker, of course, gets the start tonight for the Bullfrogs after having a 1-for-4 2 RBI day yesterday in the win against the Mallards. Toby, the left-handed pitcher, rocks back, kicks his leg, and delivers the 2-2 pitch. That one's well outside. We move to a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Toby has had a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone despite having a solid start to the year. So far on the season, he's walked 12 batters. The payoff pitch swung on and fouled back. Nearly hitting our speakers here. But it bounces back, and the no ball boy today. So Coach Ramazzani's going to have to run over, scoop it up, and run on back. So a full count here, 2 outs on the board, nobody on, top of the first inning. Knotted up at Goose Eggs. Payoff pitch just misses the strike zone. And Toby walks the first runner he sees. He was already walking towards the dugout. He thought that he had the K for short. That'll bring up Neil Tyrell, the first baseman, with a runner over at first. Tyrell out of Lewis University. 6'1" right-hander. First pitch he sees runs well inside at the toes of Tyrell. Shoemaker does a solid job of making sure that one doesn't get past him. Toby comes set, checks the runner at first, deals. 1-0 pitch finds the inside of the zone, 1-1. We're here at Joe Annie Stadium, where the Bullfrogs are hosting the Rockford Rivets for the first time. Runner off from first, ground ball to Alex Pinner at third, throw across the field to Bourbons in time. A nice stretch by Willie Bourbon over there at first to snag it for the third out. That'll do it for the top of the first inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the first after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at Joe Annie Stadium. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the first inning. Your lineup for the Green Bay Bullfrogs are Alonzo Jones, the center fielder, will start things off. Aaron Pleschner will be batting second, playing shortstop. Batting third and playing left field, Brad Hamilton. Batting cleanup and the designated hitter, Kyle Bino. Batting fifth and playing first base, Willie Bourbon. Batting sixth, Ben Hart, playing second base. Batting seventh and the third baseman, Alex Pinner. Batting eighth and playing right field, Zach Rapinski. And in the 9-hole at catcher, Zach Shoemaker. Of course, a new name in the lineup for you Bullfrog fans. If you didn't catch into last night's game, tune in rather. Or for you Rivets fans tuning in for the first time to a Bullfrogs game, Alonzo Jones out of Vanderbilt University joins the team. Alonzo Jones was a 2016 freshman All-American for the Commodores, when he had an absolutely phenomenal season for Vanderbilt in the SEC, where he would post a 285 batting average, would rack up 35 RBIs and steal 10 bases. Jones, the left-handed hitter, stands in for the Frogs here against the righty out on the mound for the Rockford Rivets. The righty tosses in the first ball, 1-0. Jack Garneth out on the mound for the Rivets. Tosses the 1-0 pitch. Fastball that runs low, 1-2. Jack Garneth, of course, out of Davenport University, which is in Michigan. 2-0 pitch goes by for a strike. 2-1 count here, no outs on the board for the Bullfrog newcomer, Jones. The 2-1. Fastball that runs inside, 2-2. Jones finds himself here in the Northwoods League after spending last summer in the Cape Cod League. Struggled a little bit in the Cape Cod, batting just around 150 or so. The 2-2 pitch to Jones. Swung on, it's a chopper to the second baseman, who fields it cleanly, throws it over to first in time for the first out. Easy play for Brian Clean over at second. That'll bring up Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop out of San Jose State University. An absolute phenomenal defensive player for the Bullfrogs. Would likely get the Golden Glove Award in my eyes. I'd either give it to him or Troy Johnston, of course, out of Gonzaga, who's played center field throughout this season. Nonetheless, Pleschner stands in, the righty. Swings at the first pitch he sees. 0-1. Pleschner comes into the game for the Bullfrogs, supporting a 288 batting average. Got 6 RBIs on the year. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on, that's a chopper up the middle of the field. The shortstop running on it, cleans it, side-on throw to first in time for the second out. 2 up, 2 down here. That will bring up Brad Hamilton, the left fielder today. Brad Hamilton really becoming quite the utility man for the Bullfrogs. Of course, he's listed as a catcher on the roster. That's what he plays at Kent State University. But with a shortage of outfielders here in Green Bay at the earlier portion of the season here, he's been called on to play left field. And in fact, today we saw him practicing around over at first base. Garneth delivers the first pitch to Hamilton that runs high and inside. 1-0. Brad Hamilton so far the hottest hitter for the Frogs. batting .404 on the season. The 1-0. That one finds a zone. 1-1. Hamilton's got 6 RBIs to his name this year as well. The 1-1 pitch from Garneth. There's a breaking ball that just misses the zone. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Evens up the count. 2-2. Hamilton at one point this season was leading the Northwoods in batting average. But when you go 1 for 4 even, when you have the batting average above 460, all of a sudden it seems as if you had a horrible day. But in reality, you went 1 for 4. That's not that bad, but yeah, you can't keep a 450 batting average the entire season. That's tough. And that's what Brad joked about earlier today. Nonetheless, watches the 2-2 pitch run outside for a ball, full count. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hamilton goes down swinging. That'll do it here for the first frame. We'll move to the second after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass Indoors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960. Specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
With the hashtag GD Family Dental. You can win a prize courtesy of Green Bay Family Dental.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. About to get underway with the top of the second inning. We're all knotted up 0-0. Both teams would retire all 3 batters without anyone getting over into scoring position. The Bullfrogs would walk 1, and the Rivets would put the Frogs down in order 1, 2, 3. Jared Toby out on the mound for the Frogs here, the left-handed hurler out of Wayne State University. He's 16-6 all-time at Wayne State University. As mentioned, of course, has the season, or rather Wayne State's career high win percentage. Would toss 55 strikeouts this past year. He delivers the first pitch to the new batter, J.C. DeMurray. It's outside for a ball, 1-0. Toby would start off the year on the right foot for the Frogs, as he got the nod to start the opening night for the Bullfrogs. And he would get the win over the Wisconsin Woodchucks. It's his only decision of the season. The 2-0 pitch to DeMurray. Swung on a fly ball into right center field. Alonzo Jones waves off everyone, gets underneath of it, and makes the grab for the first out. Alonzo Jones, as mentioned when he was up to bat last season, played in the Cape Cod League, was normally a second baseman for the Vanderbilt Commodores back when he was a freshman All-American, but didn't get much playing time this past season for the Commodores. And the reason he doesn't find himself back in the Cape Cod is because he's making a transition here in the Northwoods. He's going to make that transition into being a center fielder. That's what the head coach down in Vanderbilt wants him to be next season for the Commodores. As the first pitch that Klein sees runs outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Toby rocks back and delivers the 0-1. That's outside, 1-1. So Jones able to come to the Northwoods League here in Wisconsin, where the competition is stout, and able to get some opportunity out in the outfield. That one swung on to the first baseman, Bourbon. The throw over to Jared Toby, the pitcher who was running over to the bag, was behind him. He makes a nice snag at it to go and keep that one from getting away from him. That could have easily been an error in a base runner for the Rivets. To ground her over to the first baseman, Willie Bourbon. He goes and fields it cleanly, but when he tosses it to Toby, instead of a nice underhand easy one to throw, he almost sidearms one to him, but Toby's able to snag it and stomp on the bag for the second out. That'll bring up Anthony Forte, the left fielder. First pitch he sees, the fastball that runs low and outside, 1-0. Toby, when he's walking back to the mound, gives a little fist bump to Bourbon, giving him a hard time on that one. Nonetheless, the 1-0 offering's outside for a ball as well, 2-0. Forte, the lefty. Toby delivers. 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed, 2-1. Klein out of Texas Tech just finished up his freshman season. And of course, he just fouled out. And the 2-1 pitch swung on a pop-up behind the plate. Zach Shoemaker gets underneath of it and grabs it for the third out. Jared Toby puts him down in order. That'll do it for the top of the second. On to the bottom half. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway here with the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be the 4, 5, 6 hitters Kyle Bigno, Willie Bourbon, and Ben Hart. Kyle Bigno had an absolutely phenomenal night last night when he would go 3 for 4 in about a double and a home run. His night good enough for the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Night. And not only that, but he was recognized by the league as the Northwoods League Player of the Night. First pitch he sees, a fastball that finds the zone, 0-1. It was his 4th home run of the season, which is good for 4th in the Northwoods League. 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball, it's swung on. It's a little blooper in the right field. That will drop fair. And it will be the first hit of the game for the Bullfrogs. The first hit of the day for Kyle Bigno, and he continues his hot streak out at the plate for the Bullfrogs. Bigno sat out a couple of games as he was sore, and so the Bullfrogs, of course, would have to rely on some other guys to get the job done out in the outfield, hence the addition of Zach Rapinski, who, of course, we met up with pregame out of Nebraska. That'll bring up the new batter in Willie Bourbon. Bourbon, the lefty, stands in. First pitch he sees, a fastball. He swings at it. Pop fly into left field. And the play is made, a diving catch by the left fielder out there. That was impressive from Anthony Forte. It looked like it was going to be a relatively easy play to make off of the bat, but it's in an area where, you know, none of the fielders can get to it easily, but the left fielder, Anthony Forte, gets it and falling forward makes the grab. Off the bat, definitely didn't look like it was going to be trouble, and the longer it sat out there and the longer you saw those players scramble around to try to get underneath of it, you realize that might drop fair. But it's a good play from the left fielder to stop it from doing so. Anyway, Ben Hart, the second baseman, digs in here. Watches the first one to go by for a ball, 1-0. Ben Hart batting .226 on the season. Pitcher steps off the mound, and Benio slides back safely. Throw back to first. Benio slides back safely again. Benio still yet to attempt to steal this season. A tall, lengthy guy out of Youngstown State University. Ben Hart out of Oakland University stands in. The 1-0 pitch swung on, fouled up and away. Out of the stadium here, 1-1. So a 1-1 count here, one out on the board, a runner over at first in front of this near sellout for Green Bay. You might notice some stands here that might have some seats in them. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's no one here, as there's the Lanny deck and the Bud Light Beach Club filled to the brim. Out there in left field, the Bud Light Beach Club is. Count moves to 2-1 here with one out on the board. Alex Pinner standing on deck for the Frogs. 2-1 pitch to Hart, swung on. That's a blooper into shallow center field. Charging forward is John Rave, and he gets underneath of it and snags it on the run for the second out. That will bring up Alex Pinner, the Scottsdale Community College product. Recent commitment to Mississippi State University. Only will be spending next year after 2 flyouts to center and left field. Kyle Benio stands over at first base. Alex Pinner this past season batted at .297 and would hit 11 home runs for the Fighting Artichokes. First pitch he sees finds the zone, 0-1. The season before last, though, he would have a phenomenal year for Scottsdale. .321 with 48 RBIs. Nonetheless, the switch hitter stands in, batting lefty. Takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch. That's a ground ball right side. That finds the gap. And it will be the second base hit of the day for the Frogs. Pinner now over at first, and it moves Benio over to second. That'll bring up Zach Rapinski, who we were able to meet up with before the game. The Minnesota native plays his collegiate ball for Nebraska University, where he batted around .220 this past season in limited playing time. Just finished up his junior year. Nonetheless, the righty stands in. Garneth checks the runner at second, takes a deep breath, and comes home. Fastball that runs high and inside, 1-0. Garneth, the right-handed pitcher, he is a presence out on the mound, you could say. 6'6" out there, the righty. He checks Benio at second. Gives him 2 more looks, a third, and comes home with the 1-0. That one swung on. That's a looper into right field. That will drop fair. Zach Rapinski rounding first, and Kyle Benio will come in to score as Zach Rapinski gets to second base. It's an RBI double for the Nebraska kid. The Bullfrogs take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning, and there's 2 runners in scoring position now at second and third. Rapinski at second after the double, and moves Alex Pinner over to third, and will bring up Zach Shoemaker, who is struggling on the season, but did manage 2 RBIs last night. Zach Shoemaker batting just below 100 at .091. It's just his 7th game played in this season, so limited playing time. He takes a swing at the first pitch he sees and fouls away right side. No 1 count here, 2 outs on the board. 2 runners in scoring position, and the Bullfrogs just took a 1-0 lead off of the Zach Rapinski double. Shoemaker just 2 for 22 on the season. Really not that many at-bats. If he goes 4 for 4, all of a sudden he's hitting .250. The 0-1. Runs high, evens up the count, 1-1. So runners at first and second here in Green Bay on this Saturday evening. It's a relatively nice day to come watch a baseball game. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the second baseman. Brian scoops it up, throws it over to first, and it's in time. A nice play by Brian Klein there over at second, and it leaves 2 stranded. So the Rivets leave 2 in scoring position, but the Bullfrogs get 1 across. They have a 1-0 lead here after 2. We'll move to the third. After this, you're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network on the WOCO Sports Stream.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get your results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. About to get underway with the third frame. It's still Jared Toby, the lefty out of Wayne State, out on the bump for the Frogs. And due up for the Rivets are Nate Montgomery and Trevor Paradosky. And then back up to the top of the lineup with Ryan Hutchinson, the third baseman, who his first time up would ground out to the shortstop. Nate Montgomery, the catcher today for the Rockford Rivets. Out of South Suburban College. Grew up in Geneva, Illinois. This past season for South Suburban had a phenomenal year. Would bat .342 with 9 home runs and 61 RBIs. The righty stands in for the Rivets. So far this season for the Rivets, he's posted a 200 batting average. Swings at the first pitch he sees, foul ball in front of the dugout of the Frogs, and it lands on top of it actually, bouncing off of the Bud Light advertisement on top of the green dugout on the right side. So no 1 count here with no outs on the board. Montgomery with 4 RBIs on the year. A 1 delivery from Toby. Gets away from him. It's a fastball that's well outside. In fact, Shoemaker can't even put his glove on it. 1-1. 1-1 delivery. That one swung on a line drive into right center field. Alonzo Jones, does he make the play? No, he doesn't. It falls down on the ground. Bounces one time, nearly makes the diving play at it, but just misses it. And so a runner over at first now for the Rivets. It's their first hit of the day off of the line drive from Nate Montgomery. That'll bring up Trevor Paradosky. Paradosky, the left-handed shortstop out of Texas Tech. Just finished up his freshman year wearing 6 at-bats. He would post 1 hit. First pitch he sees is a fastball that finds the outside of the zone, 0-1. A 1 count here, no outs on the board. A runner at first, top of the third. Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead. 0-1 delivery, a breaking ball that finds the zone, 0-2. Just a reminder, you can follow along on Twitter at GB Bullfrogs. The 0-2 pitch swung on as an opportunity for a double play. Pleschner scoops it up, runs over to second, and steps on the bag, but unable to get a throw off over to first. It was a slow little chopper up the middle of the field. I thought Toby, the pitcher, might be able to put his glove on it, but he's unable to. Aaron Pleschner's quick off his toes, though, to get over there in time for the unassisted out at second. That'll bring up Ryan Hutchinson, the third baseman, after the ground out. Hutchinson's the third baseman on the day, would ground out to Aaron Pleschner his last time up over at shortstop. You can follow along on Instagram as well at GB Bullfrogs. And of course on Facebook, just Facebook, Green Bay Bullfrogs, easy enough. Nonetheless, the 0-1 offering to Hutchinson's finds the outside corner. 0-2 count here with 1 out on the board and a runner at first. Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead. Toby comes set, delivers the 0-2 pitch. That one got away from him. 1-2. Toby, the lefty, stands there out there on the mound for the Frogs. A swing and a miss at the 1-2 pitch, and strike 3. The second strikeout of the day for Jared Toby. Ryan Hutchinson will walk back to the dugout 0 for 2 on the day, and will bring up John Rave, the center fielder. He was the first strikeout victim for Jared Toby today. First pitch that he sees runs outside, 1-0. They're back to first, runner back easily. Temperatures sit here in the mid-70s, low 70s or so, as the 1-0 pitch is swung on. It's a pop-up in the infield. Second baseman Ben Hart gets underneath of it and grabs it for the third out. Bullfrogs leave one stranded. That'll do it for the top of the third inning. We'll come back with the bottom of the third after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Latza Matza pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Latza Matza pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Latza Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
You're listening to your number one station for youth sports, WOCO Stereo FM, Oconto, Wisconsin.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here in Joe Annie Stadium. Now to get underway with the bottom of the third inning, due up for the Frogs will be the 1-2-3 hitters, Alonzo Jones, Aaron Pleschner, and Brad Hamilton. Alonzo Jones, of course, out of Vanderbilt University. Just finished up his sophomore year. Of course, Vanderbilt made it all the way to the Super Regionals before being eliminated, just missing out on the College World Series. First pitch he sees. Shows bunt, lays it down right side. It's straight to the first baseman, and he scoops it up and applies the tag for the first out. Jones, you could say, is pretty speedy. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Sabo shows him the bunt signs a few times this year. Alonzo Jones would break the 60-yard dash time on grass, setting the record for perfect game. Back when he went to the perfect game high school combine. So yeah, I guess you could say he's relatively quick. A 6'1", 60. First pitch, Aaron Pleschner sees, runs high for a ball, 1-0. Pleschner, of course, out of San Jose State University, where he batted .279. Comes into the game for the Frogs, having a solid year, as he watches the 1-0 pitch go by, 2-0. Jones posting, Pleschner posting a .284 batting average, which is good for third best on the team. The 2-0 delivery. Swung on, line drive up the middle of the field, and it drops fair for a base hit. Pleschner saw that one well. It's over the head of Jack Garneth on the mound, just missing it there. The 6'6" guy, as you can imagine, has a pretty high reach, but it makes its way over top of his glove and into the cusp of the outfield grass, where it bounces fair for the base hit. It's the fourth hit of the day for the Green Bay Bullfrogs here in the bottom of the third inning, where they have a 1-0 lead. That'll bring up Brad Hamilton, the left fielder. Hamilton hitting phenomenally this year. .404 coming into the game. He stands in. First pitch he sees is a fastball. Fouls it off into the backstop. 0-1. Hamilton stands in, has a look over at his head coach on the third side, Chris Sabo, of course, the three-time All-Star, the Cincinnati Red 1988 Rookie of the Year. The 0-1 delivery, fastball that runs high, 1-1. Garneth quite troubled by base runners so far in this one, giving them multiple looks so far early in the contest. Granted, if you wanted to be worried about anyone, it would be Aaron Pleschner. 10 stolen bases on the year. Top 3 in the Northwoods League. Throwback to first, Pleschner slides back in safely. So don't give him too hard of a time for being worried about Pleschner. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes off. Garnett delivers the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball that runs outside, 2-1. Pleschner's 10 stolen bases, good for third in the league. Hamilton stands in with the third best batting average, the 2-1. Breaking ball that he swings at and fouls it away left side over near Chris Sabo there. He has to dodge out of the way of that one. The Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. They've posted 4 hits on the day to the Rivets 1. Garneth comes set and delivers the 2-2. Pleschner fakes going on. The ball is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Hamilton goes down swinging for his second strikeout of the day. That will bring up Kyle Bingo, the designated hitter who's 1 for 1 on the night. Would start things off for the Frogs with a base hit in the second, and then would come around to score in that inning as well. The righty out of Youngstown State University played his way onto the roster for the Frogs. Started off the year on a temporary contract and now finds himself in Green Bay for the rest of the summer. Pleschner off from first. Bino swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a skyrocket fly ball into center field, and John Rave out there gets underneath of it and makes the can of corn to catch for the third out. That'll do it for the third inning. We're going to move to the fourth frame after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative, where many of the services are low-cost or no-cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. About to get underway with the top of the fourth inning, where the Bullfrogs have a 1-0 lead here after 3. It came off of an RBI double from Zach Rapinski. It was his first RBI of the season. The first pitch that Jaron Toby tosses is a fastball that finds the zone 0-1. A 1 delivery. Fastball that gets away from Toby there. 1-1. He's had a couple of those tonight that's gotten away from him. Nonetheless, here, top of the fourth inning, 1-1 count. The delivery from Toby's a breaking ball that finds the zone. The batter, Bryn Spillane, gets behind the count 1-2. Toby kicks in, delivers the 1-2 pitch, sidearm fastball. Then runs outside, evens the count 2-2. The 2-2 offering, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Toby. He's dealing out there for the Frogs. And that will bring up the first baseman for the Rivets, Neil Tyrell. Neil Tyrell 0 for 1 on the day, would ground out to the third baseman his last time up. Belts the first pitch he sees in right center field. Alonzo Jones running to his left, gets underneath of it and grabs it for the second out. That one had some promise off the bat. Neil Tyrell squared away, launched that one. But Alonzo Jones out there in right center manages to grab it. Relatively large park here in Green Bay, I would say, compared to some of the other stadiums that the Frogs have played in this season. 326 down the left field line, 332 down the right field line, and 390 dead center. J.C. DeMurray is in now for the Rivets. Watches the first one go by for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, that's just inside. A nice pitch there from Toby. 2-0. Duo count here, 2 outs on the board, and nobody on. Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. 2-1. A lot of swing and misses here from the Rivets. So far early in this one, Toby, of course, on the mound. He's 1-0 on the season. 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. Continues to fool the batters for the Rivets. 2-2. Toby, of course, got that win back on opening night. He stands in, the lefty rocks back, delivers the 2-2. Sidearm fastball, and that's well outside. Full count. Full count here. DeMurray stands in. The payoff. Swung on. Just gets a piece of it to stay alive. We'll stay at 3 balls, 2 strikes. J.C. DeMurray stands back in. And the payoff pitch misses the zone for ball 4. Toby motions a signal to the umpire after tossing that one. But it's the second batter that Toby has walked here this afternoon. And that'll bring up Brian Klein, the second baseman. Klein out of Texas Tech. Grew up in Keller, Texas. Takes a hefty cut at the first pitch he sees. Swings and misses at everything. Loses his balance out for that one as well. Nearly out of his shoes. 0-1 count. A 1 delivery. Runs low and inside. 1-1. Klein this past season at Texas Tech would post a .266 batting average in 21 starts. For a Red Raiders team that had a solid season. 1-1 offering, runs inside. 2-1. Toby the lefty comes set out on the mound here. Bullfrogs, of course, with a 1-0 lead. The 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled back. 2-2. Shoemaker will run out to the mound and have a quick word with Toby. As there's a runner at first base here. The second, or rather third base runner of the night for the Rivets. Two count here, 2 outs on the board, a runner over at first. Bullfrogs, of course, coming into the contest 7-10 on the year. The Rivets 10-7. 2-2. Strike 3. The 4th strikeout of the day for Jared Toby. His 2nd of the inning. Dealing out there for the Frogs. That'll do it for the top of the 4th. Down to the bottom of the 4th after this. Brian Klein chases that one. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation Flex agreement and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of Bullfrogs, and you are listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network. The Bullfrogs have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Due up for the Frogs will be Kyle Vigneault, or rather, excuse me, Willie Bourbon, Ben Hart, and Alex Pinner. Kyle Vigneault, his last time up, would fly out to center field, of course, in the 3rd as the Bullfrogs went down. After Aaron Pleschner started things off with a base hit in that inning. Willie Bourbon squares in, swings at the first pitch he sees, line drive straight to the second baseman and Brian Klein, and he makes the snag for the first down. 1 pitch, 1 out, and we'll bring up Ben Hart, the Oakland University product. Ben Hart comes into the day 0 for 1. Would fly out to center his last time up. First pitch, Ben Hart sees, shows bunt but pulls it away. It found the zone, 0-1. Ben Hart so far on the season for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Comes in the game batting .222. Swings at the 0-1 pitch, but fouls it away left side. It's a couple of feet to the left of that third base bag over there. The Bullfrogs, of course, in their home whites, the pinstripes, with the Bullfrogs in green across the chest, and the rivets in some old-timey, old-school looks. They got the stirrups with dark gray pants and black tops. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball that runs high, 1-2. Yellow lettering across the chest with the number in the front. And then black hats as well. 1-2 pitch, that runs outside, evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes here, 1 out on the board. Ben Hart, the righty, stands in. It's still Garneth out on the mound for the Rivets, the 2-2 offer. Breaking ball that runs inside for ball 3. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ben Hart back in 2016 was an All-Horizon Team second team member when he batted .305 and had 5 stolen bases for the Golden Grizzlies. The payoff pitch runs inside and it hits off the inside arm of Ben Hart. Doesn't seem to faze him too much. He kind of just jogs on over to first base. Now he takes a look at it. I think he'll be all right, though. Probably will have a bruise as the fastball hits him on the inside elbow, that left arm. But a Bullfrogs with a base runner after the hit by pitch will bring up Alex Pinner, the third baseman, who's 1 for 1 on the day with a base hit. Pinner batting .240 on the season. Gets the start over at third base today for the Frogs. Jack Garneth out there on the mound, delivers. First pitch to Pinner and takes a huge cut at it, but it misses. He was behind it 0-1. Pinner, the switch hitter, batting lefty here. Against the right-handed Garneth. Stands in. Garneth tosses over to first base. Ben Hart back safely. Hart's a guy that's deceptively fast for the Frogs this season. He's got a couple of stolen bases this year. The 0-1 delivery runs inside for a ball, a 1-1. Garneth checks the runner and Ben Hart over at first. Comes set, takes a breath. And he kicks his leg, delivers the 1-1 pitch. It's a ground ball to the first baseman. 3-6-3 double play. A nice play by the first baseman there, Neil Tyrell. It's a ground ball straight to the first baseman. He throws it over to Trevor Paradosky, who steps on the mound, throws it back over to Neil Tyrell for a little pitch and catch for the end of the fourth inning. So it's a 3-6-3 double play that ends the fourth inning. We'll move to the fifth after this. The Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead over the Rivets. It'll be Jared Toby coming out on the mound looking to continue his good play out there. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brewpub Latza Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half-pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Latza Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Latza Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Latza Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here in the Joe Annie Stadium. My name is Bill Knight, voice of the Frogs, about to get underway here with the top of the fourth inning. Due up for the Rockford Rivets will be Anthony Forte, Nate Montgomery, and Trevor Paradosky. Forte, the left-handed batter, watches the first one to go by for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 delivery to him. Outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes here. No outs on the board, nobody on. Just got underway with the top of the fifth. Anthony Forte playing left field for the Rivets today. 0 for 1 after he popped out to the catcher his last time up. 2-0 pitch, runs inside, and it hits off of his inside leg. Just gets him a calf there. That one's going to be sore tomorrow. He jogs on over the first. You can tell he's feeling pain after that one. But it's the first base runner of the inning for the Bullfrogs. They've had trouble this season hitting batters. I'd say the majority of the time you can bet the Frog player is going to hit a other team's batter. Of course, none of them maliciously. But there's only been 3 games this season where the Frogs haven't hit a batter. Of course, 17 games have been played in full over the course of the early portion of this 72-game series. Nate Montgomery, the catcher, stands in. The righty swings at the 0-1 pitch. It's a line drive into right field. That falls fair. Rounding second is, of course, Forte, and he gets over to third easily. And runners on the corners now with no outs on the board after the catcher, Nate Montgomery, smacks one into right field. So opportunity here for the Rivets to try to tie things up as Trevor Paradosky stands in now. The shortstop, left-handed hitter. Paradosky, of course, out of Texas Tech. The lefty just finished up his freshman season. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a fly ball into left field. Brad Hamilton gets underneath of it. Throw to the plate is on target. Runner does tag up, but elects not to run into home. And so 1 away here with runners on the corners in the top of the 5th inning. That will bring up the leadoff hitter, Ryan Hutchinson. Hutchinson comes into the day batting .256 for the Rockford Rivets. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to shortstop and a strikeout. First pitch Toby throws to him is a breaking ball that finds the zone, 0-1. Hutchinson, of course, out of Illinois State. 0-1 delivery. Fastball that runs low. 1-1. This past season for Illinois State posted a .231 batting average, would smack 36 hits and bring in 10 runs. Nonetheless, the lefty and Toby comes set, delivers the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball that finds the zone. A nice pitch from the Wayne State product. 1-2. Hutchinson's back in 16, would post a .253 batting average. As the 1-2 pitch comes in outside. That evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. 2 runners on the corners. 1 out on the board. Bullfrogs with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 4th. Toby delivers the 2-2. That's a fastball that runs low. After getting ahead 0-2, he throws 3 straight balls. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. And out on the board. Hutchinson, a guy that comes from a relatively athletic family, you could say. His dad was a 2-sport college athlete, and his sister currently is as well. Playing softball and volleyball at Eastern Illinois State. The 3-2 pitch runs high for ball 4, and it will load the bases here in the top of the 5th for John Rave, the center fielder. Rave 0 for 2 on the day, with a strikeout and a out to to the second baseman. Rave batting .344 on the season, having an absolutely phenomenal start to the year. The lefty stands in here with the bases loaded. Jared Toby, the lefty, comes set. Sharks the runner at second and delivers. Fastball that runs outside. That one got away from him. 1-0. Reeve good enough to find himself in the top 15 in league batting average. A base hit here would likely possibly even take the lead with 2 runners in scoring position. Nonetheless, Toby comes set, delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's swung on. It's a flying ball into deep center field. Tracking back is Alonzo Jones. He makes the play. The runners will tag up from second and third, and both advance a base, and it's a run for the Rivets. They tie things up here 1-1 in the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Anthony Forte who tags up at third and easily waltzes in to home plate to get the first run up on the board for the Rivets in this one. And Nate Montgomery tags up at second and manages to get over to third. And so it's a sac fly for John Ray. And that will bring up Bryn Spillane. Spillane 0 for 1 of the day, struck out last time up. Toby tosses one in that just misses the zone. I'm not sure if that was where that was. I really thought that one might have been in the zone there. Toby almost beside himself that he didn't catch the black there. Even looks behind to the umpire in the field to say, did you think that was in there? And nonetheless, stands back in. Runners on the corners. That one runs low, 2-0. The second time now that we've seen Toby show his emotions towards the home plate umpire on where his pitches landed. Nonetheless, runners take their lead. 2-0 pitch, swung on, line drive in foul territory left side. And it bounces, in fact, over to the Beach Club out there in left field. Not a bad place to watch the game at all. There's some nice lawn chairs out there. Put your toes in the sand. There's a fire out there for when the sun sets and it gets a little cool. The 2-1 pitch, runner off from second, throw down to second. In time for out number 3. Zach Shoemaker rockets a throw to second and gets the runner stealing. The Bullfrogs leave one strand over at third as well, but not before the Rivets get a sacrifice fly off of John Rave and tie things up 1-1. That'll do it here for the top of the fifth inning. To the bottom half we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream, the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at Joe Annie Stadium. About to get underway with the bottom of the fifth inning. It's still Jack Garnaith out there on the mound for the Rockford Rivets. And Zach Rapinski digs in. The right fielder out of Nebraska has an RBI double to his name on the day. He squares in. And Garnaith deals. It's a fastball that runs low. 1-0. One-0 delivery. That one fastball just finds the outside black, 1-1. Zach Rapinski, of course, out of Nebraska University. Got limited playing time this past season for the Cornhuskers. As the 1-1 pitch is swung on, it's a slow dribbler to Trevor Paradowski over at shortstop. The throw to first is not on target, but the first baseman, Neo Tyrell, manages to snag it and apply the tag before Rapinski gets over to first base. It was off the bat. But nonetheless, it's the first out. So that will bring up Zach Shoemaker, the 9-hole hitter for the Frogs. He would ground out to the second baseman his last time up. Shoemaker, the catcher today for the Frogs, got the start last night behind the plate for the Frogs as well in their 10-7 victory over the Mallards. Shoemaker, the righty, digs in. And the pitch from Garnaith right across the plate for a strike, 0-1. Shoemaker's older brother played for the Bullfrogs this past season. His brother Marcus had a phenomenal year for the Frogs as well. Shoemaker takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch. It's a fly ball in the left field, and the left fielder Anthony Forte can't make the play. It's off of his glove, and it will be a double for Zach Shoemaker. Anthony Forte tracking back to his left, has to try to make a jumping effort off of it, and it's just off of the end of his glove, and it's the fifth hit of the day for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. With one out on the board, they now have a runner in scoring position at second in Shoemaker. Of course, I'm saying his brother had such a successful career with the Frogs, batting .292. Shoemaker's kind of struggled here recently for the Frogs. Granted, he hasn't played in that many games, but here, 2 nights in a row, he's on a 2-game hit streak. Alonzo Jones stands in now for the Frogs, the left-handed batter. Anna Vanderbilt watches the first one go by. It's a fastball for a ball, a 1-0. Garnet steps off the mound Shoemaker scampers back. Garnet runner at second. Stares him down a few more times, and now time is called by Jones as Garnet quite worried about the base runners here in Green Bay. Frogs have still yet to attempt to steal this one. Elijah Jones was drafted back out of high school in the 36th round by the Chicago Cubs. Jones watches the first one go by, or rather after the timeout. 1-1. So a 1-1 count here, one out on board, one runner on second. Jones stands in, waves his lumber around, and Garnet steps off the mound again. Shoemaker scampers on over. At a high school, Jones was named a perfect game All-American. Garnet delivers the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball that runs low. 2 balls and 1 strike. And after he played in the Armor All-American game, he won 2 national titles back in high school. His high school team, I guess you could say, was pretty good, as they consisted of 2 first-round picks. The 2-1. Swung on, fouled off, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 first-round picks, and then 3 different ACC, SEC commitments, not including Jones either. So that's 6 guys that would either go on to play in the minors or commit to some of the best baseball schools in the country, all from one high school in Columbus, Georgia. Talk about a powerhouse. Garnet comes set, the righty on the mound, delivers the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, Jones goes down swinging for the second out. Then Aaron Pleshner, the shortstop, 1 for 2 on the day, managed a base hit his last time up. Pleshner went on a 10-game hit streak this season, but in the Wisconsin Rapids shutout would not get a base hit, and that would end. He's gotten a hit in every other game this year, besides one up. Pleshner stands in, watches that one go by for a ball, 1-0. Pleshner, of course, out of San Jose State University, living with his teammate from the school. Of course, Brent Bautista, who's currently inactive for the Frogs due to injury. Righty stands in, the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, line drive up the middle of the field to the second baseman, Brian Klein. He snags it and throws it over to first in time for the third out. That nearly took off the head of Jack Garnet down on the mound, just missing his nose there. And it gets over to the second baseman, Klein, and it's an easy play for him. And it ends the 5th inning. The Bulldogs all knotted up here with Rockford Rivets, 1-1. That'll do it. We'll move to the 6th after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin, every Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brewpub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell
for youth sports, WOCO Stereo FM, O'Connell, Wisconsin.
welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. About to get underway here with the top of the sixth inning, where the Bullfrogs are all knotted up with the Rockford Rivets 1-1. The Rivets would put one run across in the top of the fifth off of a sacrifice fly from Rave. The Bullfrogs would take the 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second off of a RBI double from Zach Rapinski. 2 up for the Rockford Rivets will be Bryn Spillane, Neil Tyrell, and J.C. Demori. Jared Toby would allow 1 hit in that last inning, however, would walk 2. Bryn Spillane stands in, the dead-handed hitter. First pitch he sees, swings at it, and fouls it back into the backstop. Falls back in the count, 0-1. A 1 delivery, swung on and missed, 0-2. Toby rocks back and delivers the 0-2 pitch, swung on, found back left side. 0-2 count still. No outs up on the board here. Top of the sixth inning. Bullfrogs all knotted up 0-0. The 0-2 offering. That one runs well high, 1-2. The Frogs back here tomorrow to face off against the Rivets on Father's Day before getting their first day off of the season on Monday. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The 5th strikeout of the night for Jared Toby. He's having a phenomenal game out there on the mound, despite allowing a run to go by this last inning. That'll bring up Neil Tyrell, the first baseman, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Neil Tyrell out of Lewis University, where this past season would bat .290. Take cut of the first pitch he sees, it's a skyrocket of a pop-up that finally comes down into Aaron Pleschner's glove for the second out. Then I will bring up J.C. Demuri, the right fielder. Demuri 0 for 1 on the day would be walked his last time up in the 4th. Demuri out of Quincy, where this past year would smack 12 hits to 14 starts. First pitch he sees runs high, 1-0. Just finished up his junior season. The left-hander, that best righty. 1-0 offering, on line drive into left field. That will drop fair. It's the 3rd hit of the day for the Rivets, and the first of the day for J.C. Demuri. That will bring up Brian Klein, the second baseman, who's 0 for 2. He would strike out his last time up. One of the now 5 strikeout victims, Jared Toby. Texas Tech. First pitch he sees hits him square in the back, as another pitch gets away from Toby there. And it's another hit by pitch, his second of the game. That will bring up Anthony Forte, the left fielder, who his last time up would be hit by a pitch and then would come around to score for the Rivets. 2 runners on here, first and second base, 2 outs on the board, top of the 6th inning. We're all knotted up at 1. And Toby deals the first pitch to the new batter, Forte, just finds the outside block, 0-1. Anthony Forte out of Louisiana State Unit. The 0-1 delivery, swung on and missed. 0-2. Just finished up his freshman year where he batted .293. In 42 games would have out 6 home runs and 33 RBI. Toby checks the runner at second, comes home with the 0-2 pitch, swung on a slow grounder to Aaron Pleschner, scoops it up, throws it to first, and it's in time for the third out. A nice play there by the first baseman, Bourbon. That'll do it for the top of the sixth. To the bottom of the sixth we go. We're all knotted up at ones. 1-2-1. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation Flex Agreement and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joe Annie Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the sixth inning. Due up for the Frogs will be Brad Hamilton, Kyle Bigno, and Willie Bourbon. Brad Hamilton 0 for 2 on the day, not quite like the Kent State product as he came into the game batting .404 and was third in the league in batting average. So he's going to look to try to get one back here. Has not been able to figure out the right-handed hurler out there for the Rivets, Jack Garnett. He's still out there for Rockford. First pitch he throws to Hamilton here in the bottom of the sixth. Runs low for a ball. 1-0 count. 1-0 delivery to Hamilton is swung on. Belting flying ball that goes out of the stands here. 1-1 count, no outs on the board. Nobody on. Bottom of the sixth, tied up at 1. 1-1 delivery, runs high. 2 balls, 1 strike here for the State Golden Flash. Of course, Brad Hamilton, the lone returner to this Bullfrogs roster from last season. As he fouls off the 2-1 pitch, he's it up 2-2. This past year for the Frogs, Brad Hamilton kind of struggled. In fact, would bat below 200 and 197. Turnaround year, to say the least. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. And Hamilton now with the hat trick. 3 strikeouts on the afternoon. That'll bring up Kyle Bigno, the designated hitter. Kyle Bigno so far on the night. 1 for 2, managed a base hit and would come around to score the lone run of the day in the bottom of the first inning. Or, excuse me, second inning. Kyle Bigno, of course, at a Youngstown State University. First pitch he sees, swings at it, and it was hot inside. 0-1. Bigno this past season was an All-Horizon League freshman, rather 2 years ago. As he made the All-Horizon League freshman team after batting .283 against Horizon League opponents. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. He goes behind the count, 0-2. Lone Ohioan. Ohio Indian? How would you say that? Ohioan? He's out of Austintown, Ohio. He stands in. Garnett rocks back, delivers the 0-2 pitch. It's a ball that runs high and outside. 1-2. Willie Bourbon standing on deck for the Frogs. Here in front of the packed house in Green Bay. 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The second straight strikeout from Jack Garnett. He's having a day out there on the mound as well. That is his fifth strikeout of the day. It's been a pitcher's battle in this one. Neither team has any pitchers warming up in the bullpens, which is worth mentioning here. Bourbon stands in, the first baseman. Bourbon 0 for 2 on the day with 2 pop-ups. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Bourbon out of Northwestern University was the newcomer turned hero back earlier this week when he belted a walk-off home run against the Kalamazoo Growlers. Garland steps off the rubber and steps back on. Takes a breath, rocks, and delivers. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that just runs outside and 1-1. This past season for Northwestern would post just a 164 batting average in limited play. 1-1 pitch runs well inside. Just manages to scoot away from that one. That would have really hurt. That would have been right in the knee, it looked like. 2-1 count. The lefty stands in. Garneth deals. Swung on. Fly ball into center field. Tracking underneath of it is John Rave. He stands there and grabs the easy third out. That'll do it for the 16. We're knotted up 1-1 after 6 complete. On to the 7th we go. You are listening to OCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a service member-owned financial cooperative where many of the services are low cost or no cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
5. Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. About to get underway with the 7th inning where we have a pitcher's duel. Garneth and Toby have combined for 10 strikeouts each, and both have allowed just 1 run on the afternoon. Jared Toby will stay out there for the Frogs, left-handed hurler, as mentioned, 5 strikeouts on the night to go along with 4 walks. The lefty out of Wayne State will face off against Nate Montgomery, who is due up for the Rivets. And it's the 8-9 one-hitters to come up here in the 7th. Montgomery, the catcher, stands in. First pitch he sees just misses the strike zone. Must have been high. 1-0. Montgomery having a day, 2 for 2. The 1-0 pitch runs inside for ball 2. 2-0. Toby rocks back and delivers the 2-0 pitch. That one just runs high. 3 balls now. No strikes on the board. .30 runs inside, 4 pitches, 4 balls, and it's the 3rd time that Nate Montgomery gets on base. This time didn't have to swing the bat. It's a walk. And that'll bring up Trevor Paradosky, the shortstop. All knotted up here 1-1 in the top of the 7th inning. Trevor Paradosky so far on the day 0 for 2. Toby delivers. It's a bunt that's laid down to the third baseman, pinner who actually falls down when he's trying to pick up the ground ball to get the easy out at first. So instead of a bunt that advances a runner, it's a bunt that will go down as an E3. Now there's 2 base runners here with no outs on board in the top of the 7th. A right-handed pitcher has started to warm up now in the bullpen for the Frogs. That'll bring up number 24, Ryan Hutchinson, the third baseman. Hutchinson's 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. He'd be walking that 5th inning that would be a part of that series of events that would score some runs. Score a run, rather, for the Rivets. He was caught stealing in that inning as well as he lays down a bunt, but it's popped up back into the backstop. 0-1. So no 1 count here, no outs on the board, 2 runners on after the E5. And all the fielders will meet out on the bench here. With 2 runners on, first and second, no outs on the board, top of the 7th inning. Bullfrog knotted up with the Rockford Rivets, 1-1. Right-handed hitter Ryan Hutchinson stands in. The 0-1 delivered. Shows bunt, pulls it away. It was a breaking ball that ran outside. 1-1. Rivets here will happily lay down a sac bunt and put 2 in scoring position if Hutchinson can lay down a successful one. Toby checks the runner at second, comes home with a 1-1. Lays down a bunt, but it falls foul. 1-2 count now after Hutchinson's fouls a bunt back and then fouls that one past the third base line. 1-2. Nice atmosphere here in Green Bay. Talked about the weather's relatively nice. It could be a little sunnier, I would say. It's a cloudy afternoon, about 15% for rain, but it's a cool day. You can throw some jeans on even if you wanted to probably be comfortable in this weather. It was hot earlier during the first pitch, however. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, just misses the zone. That was close. Toby just missing out on a few strikeouts here tonight. Evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Toby delivers the 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled off. Hutchinson stays alive. Hutchinson came into the day for the Rockford Rivets batting .256. The 2-2. Swung on, fly ball into right field. That will fall over towards the Bullfrogs bullpen. We'll stay at 2-2. Hutchinson's the righty up to bat right now for the Rivets out of Illinois State. Batted .231 this past season. For the Redbirds. Delivers the 2-2. That one's found back to the backstop. Hutchinson stays alive, just gets a piece of that one. Toby just reaching 100 pitches, so this will be his last inning out there for the Frogs. As the 2-2 pitch runs outside, full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes, runners at first and second. Toby stands in. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The 6th strikeout of the day for the Wayne State University product. Gets the first out up on the board here in Joe Annie Stadium. And then anywhere, it looks like the Rivets have some opportunities. 2 runners on at first and second with 1 out on the board. First pitch that the new batter, John Ravesey. A breaking ball that runs outside. 1-0. Toby comes set. Second comes home with the 1-0. That one got away from him. Rave ahead in the count now. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners at first and second. As mentioned, there is a righty out there warming up in the bullpen here for the Frogs. Unsure exactly who it is from this standpoint of where I sit. Can't quite see it, but I would not be surprised if it could be Darren Kelly. Of course, the most reliable reliever for the Frogs this season. The 2-0 pitch. That one finds the zone. 1 count now, 1 out on the board. As John Rave, the Illinois State product, is in. Lefty versus lefty here. The 2-1 pitch, sign on fastball. That is just outside. Toby just missing out on a lot of strikeouts. Strikes, rather, I should say. The 3-1 offering. Swung on, that one's fouled off. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second here as we approach dusk. This game has gone relatively quick compared to some games that we've seen here in Joanne's. The payoff pitch. Swung on, fly ball into deep right field. The right fielder, of course, gets underneath of it, makes the grab, and throws it in. It's not deep enough to warrant a tag up and an advancement of the second base, or rather the runner at second. And it's Zach Rapinski out there in right field that gets underneath of it. Off of the bat, it looked like it might be a little deeper, and it might be an opportunity for the Rivets to move a runner, but it's pretty shallow, and Rapinski gets underneath of it, almost making everyone in the crowd hold their breath as all of a sudden he started charging in as it fell. But nonetheless, runners at first and second with 2 outs on the board. As Toby has posted 2 outs here after putting 2 on with no outs on the board. First pitch he throws to the new batter, Brent Spillane, is outside for a ball, 1-0. Spillane's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 Ks. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. Shinny's 2-0. Spillane out of Illinois. Having a phenomenal season this year for Rockford. Batting .354 on the season for the Rivets. The 2-0 offer. Swing and a miss. A huge cut from Spillane. Nearly swung out of his shoes there. 2-1. Spillane drafted back in 2015 by the Pirates in the 34th round. This past season for the Redbirds, or rather for Illinois University, would post a .295 batting average. As the 2-1 pitch finds the outside black, evens it up, deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Top of the 7th inning here, Bullfrogs knotted up with the Rivets 1-1. Toby comes set. Delivers the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball that runs low, moves it to a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Toby with 6 strikeouts on the night, 4 walks. The motions for his catcher, Zach Baker, to come up and have a word with him here. The Rivets put 2 runners on with no outs on the board. And it looked like they were going to be able to possibly at least get a run over to third. But Toby tossed a strikeout and then forced a fly out. And now there's 2 outs on the board with a full count and 2 runners. Toby the lefty comes set. The runner at second delivers. Runners off. It is ball 4. And it will load the bases. Chris Sabo's going to come out and relieve Jared Toby. Nearly got out of it there. But nonetheless, his night is over, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs on the board. The Bullfrogs have made a Cellcom call to the bullpen, and it looks like it will be a new pitcher for the Frogs. It'll be a right-hander. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream as Jared Toby gets a round of applause as he walks back to the dugout. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Okay, here are 5 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a high school sport.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline, sportsmanship, and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages and fewer disciplinary problems.
Number 3.
High school sports help fight teen obesity and substance abuse.
Here's number 4.
High school sports provide wholesome, constructive after-school activity, perfect for today's families.
And number 5.
And high school sports are safer than ever before. Injury surveillance and research, better equipment, and the continuing education programs for coaches provided by state and national athletic associations have made high school sports safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joe Annie Stadium. Top of the 7th inning, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs on the board. Jared Toby's night is done, and it's not because he didn't have a good one. He would go on and pitch 6 innings and 2/3, toss 6 strikeouts, and walk 5 on the 9th. The bases are loaded, however, and the Bullfrogs have called in Jonathan Pendergast. Pendergast, the right-handed pitcher for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, will look to close things out here as the Bullfrogs are in quite the bind, you could say, with the bases loaded. We're all knotted up 1-1. Jonathan Pendergast out of Pepperdine University. This past season for the Waves would appear in 17 games with 11 starts, would toss 72 strikeouts, and would have a 4-5 record. Just finished up his sophomore season where he posted a 4.34 ERA. Neil Tyrell is in for the Rivets. First pitch he sees from Pendergast runs high, 1-0. Bullfrogs trying to get out of this one. 1 out away from escaping this inning with the bases loaded. The 1-0 delivery. Swung on. It's a pop-up in shallow right center field. Jones tracking it. It drops fair. 1 run will score. And another one will come across as well. And the Rockford Rivets take a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Off of the bat, it looked like it was going to be an easy pop-up, but it fell out there in no man's land. No one could do anything but watch it bounce and pick it up off of the bounce. 2 runs come across, and the Rivets have a 3-1 lead here off of 4 hits. So runners on the corner here now for J.C. DeMurray. DeMurray 1 for 2 on the day. Pendergast checks the runner, comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Righty and DeMurray stands in here. 0-1 count, 2 runners on. The Rivets looking to add a couple more. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt. 1-1. Jonathan Pendergast back in 2016 for Pepperdine. Would appear in 17 games and post a 3-3 record. It's the knot on the bump quite often. The Malibu School. catch. Checks the runner at first. He's off. Throw down to second. Gets away from the catcher Shoemaker. Drifts into the outfield, and a run comes across to score. The runner at third runs across, and now the Rivets with a 4-1 lead with a runner over at third base. 90 feet away from taking a 4-run lead now. The pitch came across low. Shoemaker pops out of his stance, delivers a rocket to second. Ben Hart can't put his glove on it, and the run comes across to score. The 1-2 pitch swung on. It's a fly ball right side into the line. He's Spantek. Will stay at 1-2. That earned run will go against Jared Toby. Murray stands in. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fly ball on the left field. Tracking back is Hamilton at the warning track. It's on! Home run for J.C. DeMurray. The Rivets with now a 6-1 lead after DeMurray squares up and launches the 1-2 pitch well over the left field wall out there over top of the Brew Pub Pizza sign. Hamilton can't do anything but watch it escape the park. And the Rivets now with a 5-run top of the 7th inning. The brakes have fallen off the car here as we were all knotted up 1-1 just a few batters ago. And now 6 runs on the board for the Reds. New batter, Brian Clean, digs in, swings at the first pitch he sees and misses. An 0-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. The 0-1 delivery runs outside, 1-1. The Bullfrogs had 2 outs on the board with 2 runners on. The count would go full count, and Toby would walk him to load the bases, and the rest is history. Pendergast comes in, and now 5 runs have come across. 1-2 pitch swung on. That's a line drive up the middle of the field and drops fair, and it's the 7th hit of the day for the Rivets. As the batters come across all over the place for the Rivets. That brings up Anthony Forte. As now the Rivets have batted around. Forte swings at the first pitch he sees. Just gets a piece of it, 0-1. Forte stands in the lefty here, the runner over at first. The 0-1 offering. Swung on, found away left side, 0-2. 0-2 down here, 2 outs on the board. At the top of the 7th inning, a runner over at first. Rivets put 5 across here. And that's the righty, stands set and delivers the 0-2. Swung on, grounded right side, foul. He stands in here, the lefty. Awaiting the 0-2. And half-price beer here. The beer batter's up. Runner off from first. It's low and in the dirt. 1-2. Runner gets over to second safely. Now a runner in scoring position. The Rivets looking to add on a few more here. And they have 6 runs off of 6 hits in 1 error. The 1-2. Swung on, ground ball right side, and that finds the gap. That gets into the outfield, and then they send the runner home. And that will score as well. 7-1 lead now for the Rivets. As Brian Klein steals second base and then scampers all the way around off of the RBI single from Anthony Forte. That'll bring up Nate Montgomery, the catcher, who got on base and started things out for the Rockford Rivets, as they have now put 6 runs across with 2 outs on the board all the while. And just like that, if you walked away to go to the bathroom, to go make yourself some dinner, we were all tied up at 1-1. And Jared Toby was pitching the game of his life. The bases would get loaded. And the rest is history. 6 runs now at the top of this. First pitch that Nate Montgomery sees is in the dirt. 1-0. Count now to Nate Montgomery, runner over at first. Pendergast comes set, takes the breath, and delivers the 1-0. That runs high, 1-1 count here. Excuse me, no, 2-0 count. Nate Montgomery out of South Suburban College, struggling this season for the Rivets, as he is batting just .243. For the Rivets, that would be struggling, but for the Bullfrogs, he'd be right in the middle of the batting order lineup. Two-0. Swung on, grounded to Aaron Pleshner at shortstop, scoops it up, underhand toss to Ben Hart, and finally, the Bullfrogs get the 3rd out. That'll do it for the top of the 7th. We move to the 7th here. The Bullfrogs by 6. It's 7-1 after the 6-run top of the 7th by the Rivets. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network on the WOCO Sports Stream.
Do you mean the O'Connell Pharmacy about our monthly bubble packing system? The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Your number 1 station for youth sports, WOCO Stereo FM, O'Connell, Wisconsin.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium, bottom of the 7th inning. Frogs trail 7-1 here, and still Jack Barnett out on the bump for the Rockford Rivets. He has pitched an absolute phenomenal game, allowing just 4 hits and a 1 earned run, and he's tossed 5 strikeouts. Due up for the Frogs will be Ben Hart, as it will be, of course, the... Let me scramble through my scorebook here. And it will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Ben Hart 0 for 1 on the day with a hit fly pitch. We went from a pitching battle to now nearly a blowout, as the Frogs trail 7 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They got their work cut out for them, but it's not impossible. Garnet, you got to tip your hat off to them. 6 innings pitched, 23 batters faced, and just 4 hits allowed, as Ben Hart squares down and delivers an absolute phenomenal bunt. That's going to be a base hit for Ben Hart. His bunt, he squares away, puts it down the third base line, dribbles into the dirt, and then travels over into the infield grass. And the third baseman, Ryan Hutcherson, gets over to it, leans down, and waits for it to go foul, but it never does, and can't do anything but marvel at the fact of just how well placed it was from the second baseman. So a runner on here to start off bottom of the 7th inning after the successful bunts from Ben Hart. That'll bring in Alex Pinner, who watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Pinner 1 for 2 on the day. Would hit into the 3-6-3 double play his last time up. The 0-1 offer. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Pinner comes into the day for the Bullfrogs, posting a 2.35 ERA. Excuse me, Benny now. Go back to first. Hart slides back in the 6th. From here looking to rally. Granted, just the bottom of the 7th. They got some tonnage, but not much. The 0-2. Low and inside, 1-2. The Bullfrogs have only come back from a 1-run deficit this season to win a game. They're back to first. Hart slides back to 6th. As we take a look at the scoreboard across the Northwoods League, Lakeshore Chinooks fall into the final like Spiders at 8-0. And the Eau Claire Express beat the Boarcats on their home opener 7-3. The 1-2 pitch finds the outside black for the backwards K as Alex Pinner walks back to the dugout. It'll bring up Zach Rapinski. Rapinski, the right fielder on the day, 1 for 2 with a double RBI. Those 2 games are the only 2 games that have gone final. Top of the 8th inning, the Woodchucks do have a 4-2 lead over the Rapids. Of course, they're supporting a 14-game, or rather 15-game winning streak. 1-0 counting for Rapinski as the first one goes by for a ball. Jack Garnett comes set, kicks and delivers the 1-0. That's one finds 1-1. Bottom of the 6th, the Loggers have a 4-3 lead over the Rocks. The Huskies have a 2-1 lead over the Larks. The Mallards have a 6-0 lead over the Bombers. The Moondogs with a 2-1 lead over the Stingers. And in Game 2 of the doubleheader in Fond du Lac, the Stock Spiders have a 3-1 lead. Back to first, Ben Hall slides back safely. 1-1 count with 1 out on the board. Runner at first. The 1-1, runner off from first. It's outside, throw down to second. Hart slides in safely, easily beating out the throw. Bullfrogs looking to get one back here, with the runner in scoring position now at second. Jack Garnett, the righty, dealing at 4. The Ribbon. On deck for the Frogs will be Shoemaker. The 2-1 runs well inside. 3-1 count now. Rapinski batting .214 on the season. Does have an RBI to his name now. It was his first of the season. It came off of the double in the bottom of the 2nd. The lone run of the day for the Frogs. The 3-1 pitch. And then ball 4. 2 runners on now for the Frogs. Worth noting, there's a runner, or rather a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Ravens. It's a righty. So that'll bring up Zach Shoemaker. Shoemaker is 0 for 2 on the day. He managed to get out to second base off of an error on the left fielder. If it was a lenient scorekeeper, it might have been called a hit. We stick to the books here in May, and will go down as an error, as it was a jumping play out there by the left fielder Anthony Forte, but he stepped in his tracks to make the leap at it. Went off of his glove. First pitch Shoemaker sees as a strike, 0-1. 1 out on the board, 2 runners on. But Garnett breath steps off the mound. Hart scampers back. The 0-1. Outside. 1-1. Garnett has pitched 6 1/3, has thrown 51 strikes, 32 balls, and has 6 strikeouts to his name, 10 on the season. The 1-1, that one finds the zone. 1-2. Shoemaker looking for his first hit of the day. Barnes checks the runner at second, gives them a couple more looks in, delivers the 1-2 pitch. It's swung on and fouled off. We'll stay at 1-2. Bullfrogs trail here in the bottom of the 7th, 7-1. It was a 6-run top of the 7th inning by the Rivets, off of some absolutely phenomenal hitting. 7 hits on the day for the Rivets. Garnett delivers the 1-2. Swung on to slow bouncer to the second baseman, or rather shortstop, Trevor Paradasky. And he throws it over to first in time to beat out Shoemaker by 2 or 3 steps. It's the second out. It is enough, however, to advance the runners. So 2 in scoring position now for Alonzo Jones, who is 0 for 2 on the day, with a ground out to second and a strikeout. The Frogs hoping that Jones brings spark to this lineup. Of course, the freshman All-American a year ago, and a draft pick out of high school. But he did struggle this past year at Vanderbilt. Limited playing time. Would have bat just around 200. Jones, the left-handed hitter, stands in. First pitch he sees is the fastball that runs low in the zone, 1-0. Jones stands in. The 1-0 delivery is swung on and fouled off, 1-1. Jones, of course, mentioned it a little bit earlier, but he finds himself in the Northwoods League because he is making a transition to center field. He plays second base for the Commodores his first 2 years. The Commodores, of course, losing their star center fielder to the draft, was going to need someone with some speed out there. And Jones, who wants a 6'1", 60, I guess, could provide that. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 1-2. It's the record for the fastest 60-yard dash time on a grass. He did it at the Perfect Game Combine. The 1-2. Check swing didn't come around, it was outside. Evens the count 2-2. Jones stands in here. Bullfrogs, with the base hit for here from Jones, could possibly get a few back here and spark some life. Garnett comes set and delivers the 2-2 pitch. That one just zone. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. There have been a few rainouts, or rain delays rather, in the Woods League here this afternoon. The Bucks and the Honkers, Kingfish and Growlers, and Husky and Lars. Jones launches the 3-2 pitch in foul territory, right side. That bounces out into the parking lot here at Joe Annie's. Jones likely a little later on that one. That might have skyrocketed into the Lanny's deck. Talk about adding a spark, that would do it. Back in 2016 for Vanderbilt, Jones would have bat 285 with 35 RBI. The payoff. Breaking ball that runs outside, and it will load the bases here. That'll bring up Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop. Pleschner has a base hit on the day. He's 1 for 3. Normally a guy the Frogs can count on to not go 0 for. As this season for the Frogs has only not recorded a hit in 2 games. One of those being the loss at home against the Rapids, where the Bullfrogs would only tally 3 hits in the whole contest. First pitch Plessner sees, finds the outside of the zone. 0-1. Bases loaded here. The San Jose State product digs in. Shortstop out of Redwood, California. 1-0. Fastball that's low. 1-1 rather, after the first strike. That was tossed to Pleschner. Scoreboard says 2-0. Runners take their lead. Brad Hamilton is on deck, who's due up. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball that finds the outside corner. 1-2. Bases loaded here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Bullfrogs trail 7-1 after a 6-run top of the 7th for the Rivets. Jack Garneth has absolutely dealt on the mound for the Rivets tonight. He deals the 1-2 pitch. It's swung on. It's a fly ball into right field, and it's an easy catch for J.C. DeMora. Bullfrogs leave 3 stranded. That was an opportunity missed for the Frogs there. They could have put some runs across. They trail 7-1 after 7 frames. On to the 8th we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
They say the great American dream is starting and owning your own business. A lot of you out there right now probably do stuff on the side. Do you regard it just as hobbies and don't even include it on your taxes? What tax savings opportunities are you missing with all the loopholes that the tax code is chock full of? You need someone to drive the bus, as they say, to success. That's 715-735-0583. Milking every last loophole in the tax code for your benefit.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Bullfrogs trail the Rockford Rivets 7-1 after a 6-run top of the 7th inning. The Rivets with 7 hits on the day to the Bullfrogs 5. The Frogs with 2 errors on the board, and the Rivets with 1. It's still Jonathan Pendergast out there on the mound for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Excuse me, no, it's William Gilbert who comes in to relieve Pendergast. Pendergast would pinch 1/3 of an inning, allow 4 hits, 3 runs, none earned. Trevor Paradosky will start things off here in the inning for the Rockford Rivets. Swings in the first pitch he sees and misses. Paradosky 0 for 3 on the day. The lefty stands back in. Gilbert deals the 0-1 pitch, fouled off. Paradosky falls behind in the count 0-2. William Gilbert struggled his first time up on the mound for the Frogs. In his first appearance, he would throw 2 wild pitches that would result in 2 runs as the 0-2 pitch is grounded to the second baseman Ben Hart on the right side. He scoops it up and throws it to Bourbon for the first out. The Bullfrogs would lose that game to the Lakeshore Chinooks 5-3. Those 2 wild pitches that scored 2 runs would be the difference. And so Gilbert kind of lost his swagger a little bit. You could tell that it really dawned on him the next couple of days on the road trips and whatnot. But he would come in against the Wisconsin Rapids when the Bullfrogs were down 12-0 and pitched some solid innings of relief and got a few strikeouts, and you could tell get a little pep to his step. The offering. That one's low and in the dirt, 2-0. Ryan Hutchinson's up to the bat now for the Rivets. Will Gilbert out of Baylor University, a recent transfer into the school. 2 offering runs high and inside, 3-0. As he would transfer from a Division III program midway through his freshman season, so he was unable to play this past year. The 3-0. That one finds the lower part of the zone, 3-1. So he'll be competing for a spot on the roster next season. Of course, after having to sit out this past year due to the late transfer. 3-1 pitch finds the zone. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. After Gilbert gets a couple back after going down 3-0. But back in high school, he was a Texas Region Honorable Mention All-American. The payoff. Swung on. Fly ball right side. Foul. Nearly taking out our cameraman over there at the right side. Bourbon can't get over there in time. And so we'll stay at a full count. Out of high school, Gilbert, the 63rd ranked right-handed pitcher out of Texas. The pitch swung on. It's a grounded left side, and it gets past Alex Pinner. And that'll be an E5, and Hutchinson's able to get all the way over to second base off of it. It's a slow chopper over to the third base side. Pinner misreads it. Missed with his glove, and it kind of just bounces out into left field. And now a runner over at second base with 1 out on the board for John Ray. So what looked like was going to be the second out now turns into a runner in scoring position opportunity with just 1 out on the board. Gilbert comes set and delivers. That's a fastball that finds the zone, 0-1. The 0-1 delivery to Ray is swung and fouled away left side. Back over near the picnic area. Rave, of course, out of Illinois State. Brother plays baseball at Carthage College currently. He takes a cut at that one. That's a fly ball, or rather line drive into right field. And that will be a base hit for John Rave. The 8th hit of the day for the Rockford Rivets in runners on the corners with 1 out on the board. The Rivets have a 7-1 lead after the 6-run top of the 7th. As Bryn Spillane will dig in, the right-handed designated hitter, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Excuse me, yes, 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. Would be walked his last 2 times. Watches that one go by for a ball. 1-0 here with 1 out on the board and 2 runners on. 1-1 rather. 1-1 offering runs high. 2-1. Blaney comes set. Gilbert delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Spillane out of Illinois this past season would bat .295. Watches that one go by for a ball. In Big Ten play, Spillane would bat .350 against Big Ten opponent. Gilbert delivers. That one right across the plate. A backwards kick for William Gilbert. And he gets it now up on the board. So top of the 8th inning here. Bullfrogs trail 7-1. There's 2 runners on. They're at first and third as Neil Tyrell will dig in here. The first baseman. The cleanup hitter. First pitch, he throws it to Tyrell, is outside, 1-0. Tyrell 0 for 3 on the day. Or rather, 1 for 4 as he managed a hit in that top of the 7th inning, which seemed like just about every single player on the lineup card for the Rockford Rivets would get on base at some point or another. 1-0 pitch, fouled off. 1-1. So runners at first and third here. Top of the 8th inning, the runner standing at over at third. If he does come around to score, will go unearned as he got on base due to the E5. One count. Breaking ball, that's just outside. 2 balls, 1 strike here, 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs will face off against the Rivets again tomorrow. Game 2 of the series on Father's Day. Before getting their first day off of the season. 2-1. Finds the zone. Evens it up. Deuces well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Gilbert trying to get out of this bind here. As mentioned, pitched some good innings of relief in Wisconsin Rapids. The 2 pitches swung on. It's a fly ball into shallow right center field. Second baseman Ben Hart gets underneath it and grabs it for the 3rd out. That will do it here for the top of the 8th inning. Gilbert leaves 2 stranded. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th after this. Put on your rally hats, folks. You're listening to the WOCO live stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the new pitcher out on the mound. It's Matt Miller, the right-handed pitcher out of Louisiana Tech from Aurora, Illinois. Brad Hamilton will square in for the Bullfrogs. The right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher here. That ball swung on and fouled back 0-1. Matt Miller, of course, just finished up his junior year for Louisiana Tech. The new pitcher out there for the Rivets. 0-1 pitch, swung on, found away to the side. Hamilton trying to avoid the golden Sambreo here. He had the trick already. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. There it is. Hamilton came to the game with a 404 batting average. Best on the team. Third best in the Northwoods League. I mentioned to him earlier that he was batting well. I probably shouldn't have done that. I might have jinxed him. He goes back to the dugout. It's the first down up on the board. And Kyle Benio squares in, the designated hitter. The reigning Northwoods League player of the night. Swing to the first pitch he sees, slices underneath of it. It's a pop-up to the second baseman, Brian Klein. He grabs it for the second out. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Willie Bourbon, the first baseman. Frogs down by 6 here, 7-1 on this Saturday night showdown. First pitch Bourbon sees is outside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 count here, 2 outs on the board. Rivets with a 7-1 lead. 1-0 pitch goes by for a strike, 1-1. Bourbon, the first baseman, stands in. The 1-1 offering swung on and missed, 1-2. Bourbon, of course, out at Northwestern University. So far this season for Frogs has been a nice addition defensively. You throw him over at third base, you don't have to worry about him at all. Put him at first, and you know he's going to make some great scoops and stretching catches as well over there. As he calls time and steps out and steps back in. Struggling a little bit at the plate, batting 188. Granted, limited playing time so far this season. 1-2 pitch swung on. That's a little bloop out into shallow center field. And it's a base hit for the Frogs. Willie Bourbon's first hit of the day. He's now 1 for 4. That'll bring up Ben Hart, second to base. Hart 1 for 2 on the day with a hit by pitch. Frogs here looking to grab a little bit of momentum going into the night. A few runs here, who knows what could happen. Of course, the Frogs would let up 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning last night in Madison before escaping with the 10-7 victory. First pitch Hart sees goes by for a strike, 0-1. Miller takes a peep at the runner over at first, comes set, and delivers the 0-1. It's a fastball that runs low in the dirt, 1-1. Bullfrogs, after their break, will travel out to Rockford for a series before coming back to face off and get ready for a home and away doubleheader. 1-1 pitch finds outside of the zone, 1-2. That's going to be an interesting scenario. I don't know of too many teams across the country really that can manage a home and away doubleheader. But every team in the Northwoods League will have 2 this season. The 1-2. Swing miss, strike 3. Zach Miller leaves one stranded, and that does it for the 8th inning. On to the top of the 9th we go. The Bullfrogs trail 7-1. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
At 24/7 well and pump service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 well and pump service. Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
You're listening to your number one station for youth sports, WOCO Stereo FM, O'Connell, Wisconsin.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joe Annie Stadium. Will Gilbert still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the top of the ninth inning, where the Bullfrogs have a 7-1 deficit ahead of them. They trail the Rivets. Gilbert delivers a fastball and runs low. 1-0. Due up here for the Rivets will be J.D. DeMurray. The righty stands in. It's the 5-6-7 hitter. The 1-0. Runs inside. 2-0. DeMurray 2 for 3 on the afternoon with 2 RBIs. Walk. He's had a good night. Swings at that one. And that's a line drive out into center field that drops fair for a base hit, the 9th hit of the day. For the Rivets. As DeMurray gets over to first, that'll bring up Brian Klein, the second baseman. Klein has had a relatively solid night. Down on base with a single and a hit by pitch as well. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Attendance here in Green Bay, 1,700. A nice crowd. The 0-1. Swung on. High fly ball into center field. Alonzo Jones tracking underneath of it. Makes a looping, interesting track underneath of it. All the way to his left and realizes, I probably should go to the right a little bit, and then gets underneath of it and grabs it for the can of corn. First out up on the board. DeMurray over at first. Anthony Forte, the lefty, squares in. The left fielder on the day is 1 for 3 with an RBI. He's been hit by a pitch and would come around to score as well. Watches the first one to go by for a strike, 0-1. Over, delivers the 0-1 pitch. It's swung on, found away. 1-2 now, with 1 out up on the board. To count here, runner at first, 1 out on the board. Top of the 9th inning, Frogs down 7-1. The 0-2 offering swung on, slow grounder to Ben Hart at second. A shovel pass to Pleschner at shortstop. Through first is not in time. But a nice play from Ben Hart to get the lead runner at second out for the 4-6 out. It's the second of the inning, and that will bring up the new batter. It'll be the catcher, Nate Montgomery. Montgomery has had a solid night as he comes in at bat 2 for 3 with a walk as well. Righty will stand in here for the Rivets. Watches the first one go by for a strike, going 1. As Gilbert has pitched relatively well here since in the 8th inning. That one runs low, 1-1. Gilbert stands set. He's a presence out there on the mound. He's a huge guy, 6'6", 220. 1-1 pitch finds the zone, 1-2. 2 outs on the board, runner at first. Frogs trail 7-1. A solid amount of fans have stuck around for this on this Saturday evening. As the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. Shoemaker drops it, but throws to first to shout the play. And Will Gilbert will get out of it. He pitched 2 innings, allowing a couple of hits, but not allowing any runs in the contest, and he grabbed 2 strikeouts along the way. Doesn't walk any doesn't walk any batters, however, and that will do it here for the top of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th inning. Bullfrogs need 6 runs here. They trail 7-1. The Rivets were able to do it in the top of the 7th. Why can't the Frogs? Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin, every Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. About to get underway with the bottom of the 9th inning. The Bullfrogs have a 6-run deficit. They trail 7-1 against the Rockford Rivets here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Due up for the Frogs will be Alex Spinner, Zach Rapinski, and Zach Shoemaker, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. It still will be number 7 out on the bump for the Rivets, Matt Miller. He'll close things out here for the Rivets. It was a pitching duel here in Green Bay for the majority of the contest. It was 1-1 until the top of the 7th inning when the Rivets would post 6 runs. Pinner watches the first one go by for 1 out. One offering outside, 2-1. Largely, they've relied on J.C. DeMurray, as he has gone 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs in the contest. The 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. Alex Pinner comes into the at-bat for the Bullfrogs. He's got a base hit on the day, but he's 1 for 3. The 2-1 offering. Low in the dirt. Pinner ahead, 3-1 count here, 1 out on the board. Excuse me, no outs on the board, no on. 3-1. Swing and a miss, moves it to a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes now. The payoff pitch from Miller. Outside for ball 4. Bullfrogs get their first base runner on here in the bottom of the 9th. If they're going to make a miraculous comeback, that's what they're going to have to do. Doesn't matter how they get on, they just need them on. And will bring up Zach Rapinski, the right fielder out of Nebraska. He's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a walk. Watches the first one to go for a ball, 1-0. Of course, got to meet up with him before the game to talk about what it was like to be on a temporary contract. He just wants some at-bats, wants some opportunities, and so he accepted the offer. Hopped in his car and traveled over to Green Bay, about a 5-hour drive from his hometown in Minnesota. Watches the 1-0 go by for a strike, 1-1 count here, no outs on the board. Pittner takes his lead from first. Miller gives him a look and delivers the 1-1. That one just looking outside. 2 balls and 1 strike here. The Nebraska product stands in. Righty waves his lumper around and awaits the 2-1 pitch. Inside for ball 3. 3-1 count now. No outs on the board. A runner at first and Alex Pinner. Zach Shoemaker on deck. Jones in the hole. Miller comes set at the hip. Kicks. Throws in a fastball that swung on and missed. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rapinski trying to prove his worth here. Payoff pitch, swung on, grounder up the middle of the field. A great play from the shortstop, Trevor Paradosky. Wow! Nearly infield base hit there for Rapinski. Diving to his left to stop that one from getting into the outfield. On the ground, flips up the ball to the second baseman, Brian Cleveland, and it was nearly 2 runners on with no outs on the board. But a phenomenal play from Paradensky. The shortstop gets the first down. As Rapinski hits into the fielder choice, now stands over at first. Zach Shoemaker now up to bat for the Frogs. He watches the first one to go by for a ball, 1-0. Shoemaker 0 for 3 on the... Will get on base due to the error out in left field earlier this evening. Watches that one go by for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike down, runner at first. Shoe stands in, the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, that's a little blooper into shallow right field that might drop. It does! So it's a blooper to right center field that gets 2 runners on now. Zach Shoemaker with his first hit of the day. He's now 1 for 4. And that will bring up Alonzo Jones, who is 0 for 3 on the day with a walk. Jones would go 1 for 4 last night for the Bullfrog. Supports the number 20. The infielder for Vanderbilt playing center field for the Frog. That's lefty, comes set. Waves his lower around and awaits the offering from Miller. First pitch he sees is a fastball that runs low. 1-0. Runners at first and second here. 1 out on the board. Kushner stands on deck. Miller kicks and sends the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Jones swinging for the next area code. Misses everything, 1-1. Rapinski takes his lead from second. Shoemaker takes his from first. Miller checks Shoe and comes home. 1-1 pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Brooks trailed Rivets here in the bottom of the 9th inning at 7-1. Miller delivers the 2-1. That's in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Jones ahead in the count with 2 runners on. The Bullfrogs looking to rally. Jones stands in. Leans his lumber behind his head. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled it back. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Aaron Pleschner standing on deck for the Bullfrogs. There's 1 out on the board, and it would be bases loaded if it weren't for Trevor Paradosky. A phenomenal play to get the force out at second for the first down. Payoff pitch is low for ball number 4. The base is now loaded here. It will bring up Aaron Pleschner. Pleschner 1 for 4 on the day, batting .286 on the season for the Bullfrogs. The catcher, Montgomery, will call time and go have a quick word with his pitcher in Matt Miller. Miller comes into the game for the Rockford Rivets with 7 innings pitched, tossing 8 strikeouts and a 2.57 ERA. Has walked a couple of batters here and has allowed a hit as well. Bases loaded now. Lipinski standing at third. Matt Miller delivers. Pleschner watches it go by for a ball. It's low. 1-0. On deck for the Frogs would be Brad Hamilton, who's 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Matt Miller rocks back, sends in the 1-0 pitch. That one's low in the dirt. 2-0 count now. The bullpen stays dry for the Rivets. Matt Miller sends in the 2-0. That's a fastball that just runs low. Aaron Pleschner ahead in the count now. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out on the board, bases loaded. Miller 1 ball away from walking in a run, as it looks like there's some movement in the bullpen now for the Rivets. The 3-0. That's outside for ball 4. And the Rivets walk in a run. The Bullfrogs now trail 7-2. That will bring up Brad Hamilton, who's 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. He is due. As he comes into the game batting .404, there is a right-handed pitcher warming up now in the bullpen for the Rivets, as Matt Miller is met by the pitching coach out there on the mound, and James Ferguson. Miller started off the inning with a walk to Alex Pinner. Zach Rapinski would then hit into a first choice. He just comes around to score. Shoemaker would bloop out a single into shallow center field. He's now standing. Still a meeting going out on the mound here in Green Bay. It looks like it will be the end of the day for Matt Miller, as they will bring in a new pitcher here. We're going to step aside real fast on the WOCO sports stream for the pitching change. Stay tuned. The Bullfrogs have the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and they trail by 5. You're listening to the WOCO sports stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at Joe Annie Stadium. Bottom of the 9th inning, and things have gotten a little interesting. The bases are loaded with 1 out on the board, and the Rockford Rivets have made a Cellcom call to the bullpen as number 19, Dylan Stutzman, the right hitter, 5'10 junior out of Indianapolis, comes out on the mound here with the bases loaded off of 3 walks here in the bottom of the ninth. Aaron Pleschner standing over at first. He would walk in a run, which would bring in Zach Rapinski, who got on base due to the fielder's choice after the Alex Pinner walk. Zach Shoemaker standing over at third base. He managed a base hit. It was a little blooper that fell out into no man's land in center field for the 7th hit of the ball game for the Frogs. They've gotten hits, but they left runners stranded a few times in this one. The Rivets have 9 hits on the day. The Bullfrogs have 3 errors. The Rivets with 1. Brad Hamilton is due up for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. The right-handed hitter out of Kent State, who coming into the night had the 3rd best batting average in the league at .404, but is 0 for 4 on the day with 4 strikeouts. If anybody would be due, it would be him. Had a 1 for 4 night last night. Stutzman has appeared, or rather pitched 8 innings, has tossed 6 strikeouts, and a 1.13 ERA. First pitch he throws inside for a strike. Hamilton watched it go by 0-1. Kyle Bino would be on deck. The Reign Northwoods League player of the night after belting a 2-run homer last night. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled off. 0-2. Hamilton goes behind the count 0-2. Already has 4 strikeouts on the night. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Hamilton strikes out for the 5th time on the afternoon. The bases stay loaded, and it will bring up Kyle Bino. The Bullfrogs here trail 7-2. Bino squares in here with 2 outs on the Bino. Really the player you can count on that has power on this team. He has the ability to get it out of the stadium easily. First pitch he sees, swings at it, fouls it back, out of play. 0-1. Willie Bourbon on deck. Kyle Bino out of Youngstown State University. The right-hander. 4 home runs in the season. He's batting .264 on the year. The 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, 1-1 with 2 outs on the board. Bases loaded. Bottom of the ninth. Frogs trail by 5. Fans have stuck around here for the later portion of this game. Of course, fireworks after as well. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that finds the zone. 1-2. Stutzman's out there dealing now for the Rivets after being called in after Matt Miller let the bases get loaded and walked in a run. Kyle Bino comes set, waves his lumber around. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swung on, fouled off left side. Bino stays alive. Aaron Pleschner makes the slow walk back over to first base. Puts back his helmet. And Rush take their leads here. Vigneault taps home plate with his stick. Waving his head. Stuntman delivers. Swung on. It's a slow grounder to the shortstop. And a little toss over to Klein, who steps on the bag at second. And that ends the game. The Bullfrogs leave 3 stranded here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And they lose to the Rockford Rivets 7-2 here in Green Bay. The Bullfrogs dropped to 7-11 on the year, and the Rockford Rivets improved to 11-7 after their 7-2 victory here in Green Bay. The Rockford Rivets would score 7 runs off of 9 hits with 1 error. The Green Bay Bullfrogs would score 2 runs off of 7 hits and 3 errors. That'll do it here in Green Bay. The Bullfrogs fall to the Rockford Rivets 7-2. We'll come back with the post-game report after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Wisconsin law requires all youth athlete organizations to educate coaches, athletes, and parents on the risks of concussions and head injuries. The law prohibits participation in a youth activity until the athlete and parents have signed an agreement sheet indicating they have reviewed concussion and head injury information materials. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction has published a Sideline to Safety guidelines for youth athletic organizations. Visit the WIAA website to learn more at www.wiaawi.org.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Green Bay Bullfrogs have dropped the first game of this 2-game host series against the Rockford Rivets 7-2. They did make things interesting in the bottom of the 9th inning as they would walk a run in and load bases with 1 out on the board, but a strikeout and a ground out to the shortstop would end the game. It was a great defensive play by the shortstop Tanner Paradinsky, which got that first out on the board and really took things away from the Frogs as the fireworks begin to blast off here on Father's Day Eve. The Bullfrogs will be back in action tomorrow in Green Bay against the Rockford Rivets. We'll take a look at the scores around the leagues. The Lakeshore Chinooks dropped game 1 of their doubleheader to Fond du Lac Dock Spiders 8-0. The Duluth Huskies and Bismarck Larks game was never played due to rain. The La Crosse Loggers lose with Cloud Rocks 4-5. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors reign on the Northwoods League has come to an end, at least for the night, as the Wisconsin Woodchucks beat the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors 4-2. The Raptors were on a 15-game winning streak coming into the game. The Duluth Huskies in game 2 of their doubleheader. The first one, of course, being delayed. They win 6-3. The Eau Claire Express beat the Thunder Bay Border Cats on the Border Cats home opener 7-3. The Rockford Rivets, of course, beat the Green Bay Bullfrogs 7-2. The Madison Mallards are up in the top of the 9th inning over the Battle Creek Bombers 6-1. The Mankato Moondogs and the Wilmer Stingers are all knotted up at 2. The Lakeshore Chinooks trail the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders in game 2 of their doubleheader 5-6. The Kenosha Kingfish have a 4-3 lead over the Kalamazoo Growlers in Michigan in the bottom of the 6th. The Kalamazoo Growlers notably on a 9-game losing streak. The Waterloo Bucks and the Rochester Honkers game has been postponed due to rain. Take a final look at the box score here in Green Bay. Of course, again, the final Rockford Rivets 7, Green Bay Bullfrogs 2. The Rivets improved to 11-7 on the year. The Green Bay Bullfrogs drop to 7-11 on the season. The Green Bay Bullfrogs got on the board first. They score a run in the bottom of the second. The Rockford Rivets would respond off of a sacrifice fly from Rave in the top of the fifth to knot it up at 1-1. It's a 6-run top of the seventh inning for the Rivets that would be the difference. The Bullfrogs would attack on a run in the bottom of the ninth inning, but would lose the contest 7-2. The losing pitcher in the contest, Jared Toby, after he got the start, but don't put the blame on him. He pitched phenomenally in the contest for the Frogs. He would allow 3 hits, 1 earned run, 5 walks, and strike out 6 in the contest. Jonathan Pendergast would come in and pitch 1 inning of relief, allowing 4 hits and no earned runs, but 3 runs would come across. Will Gilbert would come in and pitch 2 innings of relief, allowing just 2 hits, no runs, and striking out 2. The winner on the night will be Jack Garneth. He pitched absolutely phenomenally for the Rockford Rivets. He would pitch 7 innings, allowing just 5 hits, would allow 1 earned run, walk 2, and strike out 6. Matt Miller would come in relief and pitch 1 and a third, allowing 2 hits, 1 earned run, and would walk 3, strike out 2. Sussmans would come out in the bottom of the 8th inning for 2/3 of an inning and strike out 1 batter. Your Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Night will be Zach Rapinski. He goes 1 for 3, tosses 1 RBI, and grabs a walk as well. The Bullfrogs back in action again tomorrow in Game 2 of the 2-game home series against the Rockford Rivets. We'll be back here at 3:05 tomorrow afternoon. Stay tuned. Have a good night. As always, it's a pleasure calling Green Bay Bullfrogs baseball on the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
That you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WLCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Scatcherd, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and with Piggly Wiggly. Also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.